This person views the video, but is not subscribed to the channel. I gotta send him a phishing link. This is a misunderstanding. This is not a hacking tutorial. We are going to be doing a tutorial on AWS Security Hub, automated response, and remediation. Yeah, even though I'm on Cloud Linux, we are using it to be able to secure our AWS cloud environment. And yes, absolutely, you have to learn about AWS security right now because everyone is already on the cloud. Your website, your workloads, your databases, everything is on AWS environment. So we have to learn about how can we manage all of these different types of security findings and automatically remediate them as much as possibly can. And it's not just about trying to stop trying to stop hackers from the internet, trying to gain access to the system. It's about being able to look out for all these different types of misconfiguration and be able to secure them in a multi-region, multi-account environment. So you first start off with all the different type of detectors that you have. So it could be your gut duty, it could be your Amazon Macy. They could help us look out for different types of objects within your S3 buckets, or gut duty, for example, is a threat detection service to look out for attacks against your different environments, whether it is in your VPC environment, or it could even be in your AWS IAM accounts, or it could even be your IAM access analyzer that could help us detect all of these different types of possible outside of the account or outside of organization access. Or it can also be your own custom products or services that you're using, or even from a partner marketplace that you can have. All right, so from all of this different software, then the question that you have is, what do we do with all these findings? How can we aggregate them, and how can we have a response against all of these different findings across multiple of these different security services provider? So what we can do is that we can begin streaming all of these different findings, sending all of these different findings over into AWS Security Hub. So from Security Hub, we'll be able to view all of the lists of the different types of findings that have been generated against possible target resources like your EC2 instances, IAM accounts, or roles, and all of that. So this gives us a single pane glass view of what's going on in your entire AWS environment. And what we can do next is to send all of these different findings over into Amazon Event Bridge. So from here, we'll be able to target all of these different findings over into different actions that we can take. So for example, it could be directly into your SNS topic so that we're able to send out an email notification to the security team. Or it could also be directly into, say, a Lambda function that can help us go straight into the resource, changing or hardening the resource configuration, or likewise, even into step function that can help us run all these different type of calls against the target account and its resource to help us harden those configuration and the settings within those AWS environment. I mean, look at this. Isn't it beautiful? So what we have right in front of us is AWS Solution Overview, and this is on AWS Security Hub, Automated Response and Remediation. And the beauty is that we can see the architecture right here. All right. So from the architecture, we can begin thinking about how are we going to, say, one, get the finding directly from the admin account. And then after that, we can send over into the event bridge, picking up those different types of events by creating rules specifically that can target different types of findings that are generated. And then from there, we'll have the following, which is an AWS step function, all right, or possibly even an AWS Lambda. And let's say it is an account outside of the existing delegate administrator account. What we can do is that we can assume a role into the target account, and after which we can run the systems manager automation to help us remove those misconfiguration or even to harden the target account and its configuration, and have all these logs, notifications available for us directly inside the account over here. And after which we get the findings back over in Security Hub member accounts, which then becomes once again viewable inside the AWS Security Hub administrator account. So right here, I'm logged in and I am on AWS SSO, or now known as AWS Identity Center. And I've logged in right now and I can see all the accounts that I've access into. And of course, if you look at the previous tutorial on AWS Control Tower, and we have already set up our AWS Control Tower. So what we want to do now is go over into the audit account. And from the audit account, this is going to be where we have a Security Hub delegated administrator account. And at the same time, this is going to be the first place where we want to deploy the Security Hub automated response and remediation. So don't worry, I will guide you through that. So the first thing to do is go over to AWS Security Hub. All right. And of course, right now, we are currently in the region of Singapore. All right. So you can see right here, we have the Singapore region. Go to Security Hub. Okay. And of course, we can go ahead and enable the different type of security standards. So in this case, we can have foundational security best practices, CIS, PCI DSS, and so on. So go ahead and click under Enable Security Hub. And of course, under the hood, Security Hub uses AWS config to help us track all this different configuration of your resources, and then after which be able to check them against those rules. Next up, what you want to do is go over to your management account, and from your management account, we want to select the delegated administrator. And in this case, the delegated administrator is going to be our audit account. So go ahead and copy that over here. And once we have that copied, go over to Security Hub, go to settings, and under general, go ahead and copy paste the delegated administrator account ID, go ahead and select delegate. Okay. And now we have successfully delegated administrator. In fact, just a couple seconds, we're able to get that done right now. Now head back over to your audit account, go ahead and log in into the account. And this is the part we'll begin deploying the Security Hub automated response and remediation. So the question is, where can we get that? All you got to do is head over into Security Hub automated response and remediation, go over, all right, into CloudFormation templates. So what you want to do is to be able to download the core solution. And then after that, we have the member accounts as well as the member roles. So we need these 3 templates. And then after which we can upload over in CloudFormation to begin creating and instantiating all these different resources. So let's go ahead and start download. So click View Template, and this will open up the template file. So what we'll do now is go over Documents, all right, go over Loy Liang Yang, AWS SHARR, go ahead and click Save. Likewise, do the same for the other 2. All right, so let's go ahead and click on our member accounts. And we'll now once again save this over into the directory, and finally on member roles. So let's go ahead and save that over. Okay, that's it, done. So you can see right here, we have now downloaded all of the 3 files. Now what you can do is head over back into your AWS account, in your audit account, go over into region and go into CloudFormation. So you can easily search that up. Click onto CloudFormation, and that's it. So go over top right corner, click Create Stack with New Resources. So let's go ahead and upload a template file. Choose File. And now we go over into our Loy Liang Yang, AWS SHARR, and in this case, what we want to do is to target the first file that we downloaded, which is AWS Shard Deploy. Double click on it. All right, so you can see right here, we're uploading the template file. Go ahead and click under Next. Okay, enter a stack name, so you can give it a name of, say, AWS SHARR admin stack. All right, so once you're ready on that, it asks you whether you want those security standard playbooks available. So in this case, we have the Amazon Foundation of Security Best Practices, we have Center for Internet Security, we have PCI. All right, so in that case, let's go ahead and click on the Next. Okay, and of course, in this case, you can look at all the different stack options, tags, permissions, rollback or stack resources, stack policy, and so on and so forth. Click Next. Scroll all the way down, all right, and check under I acknowledge that AWS CloudFormation might create IAM resources, all right. I acknowledge that AWS CloudFormation might require the following capability, okay. Go ahead and click Create Stack. All right, so now we are starting it up. Go back to Create Stack, upload a template file, choose File, and now we target the SHAR member roles. Double click on that, go ahead and click Next, and let's call this the AWS SHAR, all right, member roles. Go ahead from the top right corner, copy an account ID, paste it to SecHub admin account, click Next, scroll all the way down, click Next, and then all the way down once more, I acknowledge, and go ahead and click Create Stack. All right, and that's that. So what we need to do now is create another stack, go to Template is ready, upload a template file, choose File, and double click on AWS SHAR member. Go ahead and click Next, give it a name. So AWS SHAR member, and once we have that, so give the log group configuration, we'll say SHAR log group, scroll all the way down. All right, so we have now enabled the following playbooks. Outer parameters, top right corner, copy the account ID, which is the Security Hub administrator account. Go ahead and click Next on this. All right, scroll all the way down, click Next, all the way down once more. I acknowledge, click Create Stack. All right, so once you are there, you'll be able to see the events that's occurring as the stack is being created. So give it about 5-10 minutes, and once you're done, you'll see the following. All right, so here you can see the stacks, and we have the AWS SHAR member roles, as well as the SHAR admin. So all of that is done right now. So what I'm going to show you here is a bad example. It is a misconfigured example. So let's go over into EC2 and go over security groups. So once we're in security group, what I will do now is create a security group, and I'll call this, all right, a misconfigured security group. Okay. So once I have the name for that, let's go ahead and enter description. So in this case, I'll say allow SSH access to the world, and we have the target VPC and the inbound rule. So add a rule here and enter SSH secure shell. So here we have the anywhere IPv4. It means that so anyone from any IP addresses is able to access into the target EC2 who has this security group assigned to it and be able to try to gain access to secure shell to port 22. Okay, so once we have that, go ahead and click Create Security Group. So now we have created a security group. It's going to be flagged out in Security Hub as a misconfigured role. So let's go ahead and jump over Security Hub right now. So I'm a Security Hub right now with Security Standards. So let's go ahead and click under CIS, Center for Internet Security. So once we're here, I can go over into Security Groups. So let's go ahead and search for that. So here we have Security Groups allow ingress from anywhere to port 22. Clicked on that, and you can see here the 2 checks. Okay, so here we have one that is resolved and one that is new. So what's going on here? And you can see right here the EC2 security group name. All right, so this is the name that we given earlier. You can click on it, and from here you can expand to target resource configuration, or you can investigate. So investigate, you can go to configuration timeline, look at the config role, and we'll be able to flag out what is the issue with it. So with that, if I select onto the compliance status over here, and go over the config resource information right here, I can see the following, right? Rule compliance, 3 non-compliant rules, 2 non-compliant rules, all these checks are being done against the target resource. I go back to Security Hub, and what I want to do now is instead of going into the security group, imagine you have 100 security groups, you have multiple accounts. What you want to do is be able to remediate them quickly. So I click under actions, I click remediate with SHARR, I clicked on that, successfully send findings to Amazon CloudWatch events. So let me show you what's going on here. So you can go over into event breach. All right, and before we go over the event breach, you can go into settings, all right, under Security Hub, and from settings, you can go ahead and take a look over here. So we have the following of custom actions, and with the following of custom action here reaches remediate with SHAR, the one that we clicked earlier. So we have the custom action Amazon resource name. So I go over to event breach, and from event breach, I can click on the rules, and from rules, I can enter the rule that is picking this up. So here we have remediate with SHAR custom action. Go ahead and click on it. And as I scroll down further, we can see the event pattern. So the event pattern here specify the following. All right, so we have the resources. So in this case, we have the action, custom, SHAR, remediation. So this is what's going on as we're using the custom action available in Security Hub, send over into event breach, and then can look at the targets. And from targets, we can see here, we are sending over into step functions. At the same time, if you want to do some troubleshooting, whether your event breach rule is picking it up, you can click on the monitoring. And from monitoring, you can see right here, we have a specific invocation, right? So here we have one invocation because I click onto the custom action once, all right? So with that, we can hit now over into the target by clicking onto the link here. So the link brings us over into the orchestrator. You click on that, and here are the step functions, all right? So once you're in here, you can see the following, all right? So we're in step functions, state machine, SHAR orchestrator. I scroll down, all right, we can see the execution succeeded. Let's go ahead and click in to find out more about the execution. So once I clicked in right here, we can see the execution status succeeded. All right, as I scroll down further, we have the graph inspector, all right, and everything is green, so that's good. As I scroll down further, we can look at the event history that's occurring. So we can see here, we have the past date enter, exited, and so on and so forth. As you scroll down further, all right, we can see right here, we have the task succeeded. All right, we have test started, we have the choice, the weight, and all this different information that's available for us. And of course, what we want to possibly look at is go over into likewise Systems Manager. What we do here is you can go over on the left side and we can look at one of the example here, which is our automation field. So click onto automation. And once you're in automation, what we can see here is you can see the following, all right, with automation execution. So once we're here, we can go ahead and click onto the automation execution. And from the automation execution, I can scroll down further and we can see the executed steps. So here we can see the following. Disable secure shell from IPv4. I can go ahead and click on the step ID and we can see the input parameters. All right, so here, this is telling us the IP permissions and we're removing this from the target resource. So if you don't believe me, we can hit over into, say, for example, going back into the EC2. All right, so let's go over to EC2 and we go back over into the target security group and look at the update that's available now. So if I go over into security groups, I clicked on it and I can see the misconfigured security group. I open it up, I look at the inbound rules, and we can see right here, the inbound rule has now been removed because it is not compliant to the rule that we have set. And now the automation kicked in for us to help us be able to quickly remediate those security findings. The next genius decision-making process is available is that, what if the playbook for that control is not available? What can we do? So say, for example, I select onto one of the following here. I say, for example, I click onto ensure hardware MFA is enabled for the root account. I clicked on it. And of course, you can see here, it is a fail. I clicked, and I click action, I click remediate SHAR. So the reality is that this requires more procedural way of doing and enabling the hardware MFA. But the thing is, what will happen if I do that? right? Would that cause an error? So again, we can go back into event breach, all right? Here we can see the following with the target. I can click once more into the orchestrator, and now we load up the orchestrator in step functions, and we can see right here, okay, we got a second execution. So let's go ahead and click on it. Let's see what happens. So I scroll down further, okay? Again, we're getting everything green. I scroll all the way down, all right? And what it's trying to do here is to understand, is there a control? And it states the following right here, no remediation for control, right? So we then do a notification or notify. So if I go back over into Security Hub, what happens here is I can try to do a refresh and see if there's an update of a node. And what we can view here is from the right, you can see there's an update and there's a following update. Right, so clicked on it, and you can see a note here, update text, okay? Security standard CIS version 1.2 control 1.14 has no automated remediation. So if you want to find out what are all of the different types of remediation that's available for the different controls across the 3 standards, what you can do is go under the implementation guide and go over to playbooks. And from playbooks, you can see right here, we have the following, okay? We have all this description and what are the matching controls in each of the standards. So you can know whether they're supported or not. All right, so you can see right here all of these different controls. So we config .1, EC2.2, enable VPC flow logs and all of that, whether they're supported or not. So you can easily reference from the playbook to determine whether those controls and remediation are supported. If not, fret not. It will just give you a note telling you that it is not a supported control. Okay, now you'll be saying, we have multiple accounts in our environment, and we need to be able to remediate many of these accounts and all the misconfiguration within them. So what you need to do is that on the left side, you are deploying one is the SHAR admin stack, all right, followed by the SHAR member stack, all right, and then finally, you're deploying the SHAR member role stack. So that's what you're doing as part of deployment into the administrator account. Now for the member account, so what you need to do is to deploy the SHAR member stack as well as the SHAR member role stack across all of these accounts so that you can begin assuming a role from the Security Hub administrator account into those target accounts. What will happen is that you'll be able to now run the automated security response and remediation against those member accounts. Okay, so once again, I hope you learned something valuable in today's tutorial. Like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you can learn all about AWS security.